So we got a taste of the moderate GOP field, and now we've got to go a little far right, or perhaps alt right, and we got to discuss Lauren Boebert. So I do want to quickly say this is in response to the recent debt ceiling negotiation that was the deal that was made between President Biden and Republican Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy. Lauren Boebert is, of course, a member of the Freedom Caucus, the far right flank of the Republican Party. And most of them are not too happy with this deal because in many ways it gives President Biden a political victory. Now, those of us on the progressive left, many of us, not necessarily myself, but there are many among our ranks would also challenge that notion. Nobody on the flanks of the parties are really happy with this deal. But Lauren Boebert in particular is not happy whatsoever. So I want to play this clip and then get into an even more interesting one that followed it. So here's what Lauren Boebert has to say about this debt ceiling deal.
No excuses. I was ticked off. They wouldn't let me do my job, so I didn't take the vote. Once again, Washington's power machine shoved a multi-trillion-dollar bill down our throats, refused to allow debate or amendments, disregarded everything we fought for in January to actually allow representatives to do their jobs. And instead, they served us up a crap sandwich. Call it a no-show protest. But I certainly let every one of my colleagues and the country know I was against this garbage of a bill and against bypassing the voice of each representative. Deals cut in the dark are why we're headed towards $36 trillion in debt. And I refuse.
So to be clear, everyone, because this is relevant to our next clip, she's saying she chose not to go to that vote as a protest. Instead of voting against something she doesn't support, she's not even going to vote. That's how brave she is.
It was a principled stance, Luke, quite frankly. She could have gone in on time, and we'll get into that, and delivered a no vote. But instead, she did something even more powerful. She chose, of her own volition, calmly, calculatingly, patriotically, not to show up to support this bill, which was passed with overwhelming bipartisan majorities in both chambers of Congress before being signed into law by the president over the weekend. So again, she made that choice, Luke, and you can't take that away from her.
Thoughtful, wise,
patriotic,
impactful, patriotic.
Yes. You can't take that away from her unless, of course, you are her herself. This is another video of Lauren Boebert, and let's see what happens here.
They just closed it.
They closed it?
Yeah.
What's that, Josiah?
Lucas, I don't know what I saw there, but that was apparently Lauren Boebert. Can you tell us what we just saw?
So apparently, according to the journalist that caught that video, she's running up the stairs of the Capitol late, and the journalist, whoever was standing by, said, "Oh, they've closed it," meaning you missed your chance to go in there and vote because she was running late. So it seems, allegedly, she was not taking a principled stand. She was late to a pretty important vote and then turned around and lied about why she wasn't there to vote.
So wait a minute. So instead of taking a calm, calculated, patriotic, principled, no-show protest, she was just running late? Man, man!
But
like, that's kind of embarrassing.
That shatters my perception of Lauren Boebert, though, because she's normally so honest and principled. I'm confused.
Honestly, Luke, there's a first time for everything. And even the most principled among us are not unerring, right? None of us are angels. We are but mortal people. I mean, that is quite frankly embarrassing. I gotta say, just even like that's something out of a comedy. Like you need the Seinfeld commercial, the Seinfeld music, those early '90s heavy bass line, or the womp womp womp. There could be a womp womp womp.
I saw someone respond to that clip on Twitter saying the Veep credits need to play after that. Totally true. And it's not just that, of course, Lauren Boebert would be the one to miss the vote because she was running late, who knows why, but then to turn around and proudly proclaim, you're lying, and record a video saying, I did this out of protest because I'm a principled patriot, and to broadcast that message, you're just inviting someone to fact check what you're saying.
100%. Did she not see the camera in the person's hand when she turned around and,
You're
responded?
at the Capitol. There's so many cameras all the time.
That's a good point. Nobody is ever at the Capitol without a camera. 100%. If there is a mother walking like her baby stroller, you can bet the child has an iPhone 11 and is recording as we speak. Like, everybody is recording at the Capitol. That is profoundly embarrassing. I will say before we move on, though, Luke, I do want to play one other part or one other clip that actually is relevant to this, particularly because Lauren Boebert, in the first clip, when she was describing her protest no-show, described the deal negotiated between Kevin McCarthy and President Biden as a crap sandwich. So President Biden fed the Republicans a crap sandwich. But Kevin McCarthy, like during the debt ceiling negotiations in the weeks leading up to it, he used a different phrase insultingly to describe President Biden and President Biden's diet. And I want to play this and just, illustrate the contrast.
Reasonable, responsible, asked to sit down with the president for months. He is making the decision that he wants to put the economy in jeopardy. I don't know what more I can do and how easy. I would bring the lunch to the White House. I would make it soft food if that's what he wants. It doesn't matter. Whatever it takes.
It is this constant contradiction. Biden is both Sleepy Joe, who doesn't know where he is, who can't get through a sentence, who can't think or make a single decision, and also he masterminded a stealing of an election like we haven't seen in the history of the world. And also he ate your lunch, your hard food lunch, on this debt ceiling agreement and out-negotiated you and humiliated you, Kevin McCarthy, but he's also senile and doesn't know where he is. Yeah, okay.
He stole your lunch and ate your lunch while also serving you a crap sandwich. You mockingly, and note how all the Republican sycophants behind him, including Steve Scalise, laughed. Yes, Biden must deserve his soft food. And then 2 months later, half of your caucus is bemoaning the crap sandwich that he fed you. I wish I had aviators on, because that would be that's a Biden win right there. And I just wanted to play that for the contrast.
I love that. And it does remind me of just the sad reality of telling your followers, and I guess they don't really care about this, that your opponent is the most weak, incompetent opponent ever, and you just keep losing to him. Bummer. Thank you so much for watching. For the outro on this video, I want to plug Josiah's channel. Hit them with it, Josiah.
Hey, everybody. I appreciate you watching. You can find me at youtube.com/@ponderingpolitics. One word, Pondering Politics. If you like progressive commentary that focuses on coalition building with other elements of the left and calling the Republican Party out for what it's become, I hope you'll view my channel. Give me a like and subscribe and some feedback. Again, youtube.com/@Pondering Politics. Thanks again.